Sir, unmute your camera, sir.
Yes, sir. Video on பண்ணுமா?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Good evening, sir. Okay, so we will move on to the session now. Very good evening. Warm welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Kumaran. I am the head of Computer Science and Engineering Department at Jaya Engineering College. We are highly privileged to host the Skillfest webinar series, season 6. On behalf of Jaya Group of Institutions, we welcome you all to the webinar on Mind Programming for Success. Today we are pleased to welcome our speaker, Dr. Hussain Basha, a leading consultant psychologist and SOE practitioner. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Before getting into the session, so it's a regular note to the participants, those who have joined today. At the end of the session, I request every participant should submit a feedback form through which the certificate is generated. We will provide the feedback form at the end. So you can find the feedback form link on top of the chat box as a sticky note. You will receive the certificate within maximum of 2 days. So in feedback form, type your name in the capital letter and provide a valid email ID. The technology used here is purely rely on the strength of the local bandwidth. If you have any audio and video issues, please check your network bandwidth and audio video devices. Otherwise, you can kindly click the reconnect button. It's placed on top of the screen. It's in the red color labeled reconnect. So don't leave the room, don't close the window, or don't close the browser. So otherwise, the connectivity to the webinar room will expire. In that case, so you have to re-register again and click the webinar link to connect with us. If there is any technical glitch in our site, so we will be back in maximum of 20 to 30 seconds. So don't leave the room or close the window. So if you have any questions during the presentation, you can type them into the chat box. So we will address all your questions at the end. So with this note, now without further delay, we will turn the time over to the speaker. It's my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Hussain Basha through a small video.
தேசிய கொடி
Thank you, sir. We are very happy and proud to have you today. Participants, we have such a great personality with us today. So mute all your other activities and listen to the program. So without wasting our time, we will move on to the presentation. I am very glad to welcome Dr. Hussein Pasha to present. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, Kumran sir. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity. Thanks to Jaya Group of Institutions. We can say this is need of the hour, this session, especially in this COVID pandemic situation. People need to know what is happiness, what is success, what do we recover in this world. One thing is that our mind, it can be programmed anytime. So our mind can be reprogrammed anytime. So this is the time I believe, because people, we can see a lot of people, they are in stress, depression. They don't know what will happen in future. So every day they are panic and a lot of things are happening. Hope this session will give relaxation to them, and it will give a clarity to them. So what has to be done and what is required for this life. Right. I just want to make ensure the session will be interactive rather than giving a speech. I want some input from the participants. You can type. So whatever I can ask, whatever I ask, you can type in the chat box so that it will be interactive. So I can take the session to the next level. Okay. What do we require from this life? So what do we want from this life? So we are here. Everybody has got their own objective, right? So what do we want from this life? Can you please type? From this life, what could be the ultimate objective? Why should we live? Can the participant type? Yes, please. Let us make it a little interactive. With your input, I can go ahead. What do we want from this life? Why should we live? Confidence. Then simple and happy life. Success, happiness. Then what else we need to achieve something? Yeah. Can you be specific? What do you want to achieve? Not something. What do you want exactly? Narrow down. Happiness. Happiness. Then what else we require from this life? Good health. Because the priority will vary. It will not be same for all. Aim to avoid suffering, happiness, how to program our minds, how to become a good businessman, peace, happy, happiness, success. Okay, okay, okay. Money, money for purchase, parents' happiness, why did connect, okay. Satisfaction, satisfaction. Okay. So if you can tell in the form of material, so okay, success and happiness and all we cannot see directly. It's a material thing. So materialistic, if you talk, so what do you require from this life? So what do you want to get from this life? Mental health for to all. So mind relaxation. If you put in material form, yeah, in material, materialistic. Job, yeah, job, money, good character, character, okay. Livelihood, knowledge, updation, happiness. Okay, right. So there are various inputs here. Relieve the stress. Yeah, very good, very good. Actually, if you can see from this world, if you ask different people from different angle, the people mostly say that they want money. They want money, and they want popularity. They want status, power, education, good job, business, luxury life. So these are the things normally what people want. What? Money, popularity, status, power, education, good job, business, big house, big bungalow, big car, luxury life. All these things people want. Okay. Because of that, people are living. Most of the people. So somebody they will be having the aim of having a big business, to build a big business and to buy a big car. All these things will be there. Okay. These are the expectation from this life. These are the expectations from this. So after getting all these things, money, popularity, power, status, everything, they want something else. They want something else. In fact, if you want to say, for that only, they wanted all these things. For that, they wanted all these things. So what is that? So after gaining all this money, popularity, status, power, education, good job, business, luxury life, they want to have this one. What is this? What is this? So most of the people, they have typed happiness, or peace. So this is the thing what we require in this life. This is actually what people need. What we need? Money is the only thing for every needs we want. Yeah, that's what we believe. That's what we believe. Our mind believes. But actually, it's not the fact. It's not the fact. Actually, money. We are expecting money because through money we can have the happiness. So that's what mostly people believe. So that is why they want to go behind money. They want to go behind money. They want to earn money. So all these things are there. And by having the popularity or status or power, they believe that it can give them the happiness or peace. But actually, what is happening? People who are all having all these things, money, popularity, status, power, all these things, are they happy? Are they happy? You can agree with me. Most of the people, they are not happy. People after gaining all these things, they are not happy. So where is the gap? So they wanted money to be happy. They wanted status to be happy. They want popularity for to be happy. But after getting all these things, they are not in a position to be happy or to get a stage of peaceful. So all these things are there. Why is it happening? Why is it happening? Why? Because there is a gap. The materialistic thing, whatever we expect, and the ultimate goal, what we have in our life, happiness or peace. So there is a gap. If you can remove the gap, or if you can connect the gap, so we will have the actual life what is required. We will have the real purpose of the life. So for that, what we have to do? So our thought process we have to change. Thought process we have to change. We can say that happiness is the essence of life. This is the real success. The reprogramming mind is required in order to understand or feel the happiness. If you don't feel happiness, if you're a student, if you are not happy in your studies, so there is no purpose of studying. If you're a businessman, if you're not doing your business with the happy mind, if you're not doing your business with a passion, there is no purpose of doing business. So the real purpose is there when you are happy. So that is the thing. So attending a session for what? To be happy, to learn something, to listen something, to be happy. The purpose of the session is not attending. Attendance is not the purpose. The purpose of the attendance is knowledge. Through knowledge, it may give some happiness. So that's what we want, right? So this is the thing what most of the people don't understand, that they don't understand the core purpose. The core purpose is success. The success means success doesn't have any destination. It is the process. It is the process. We have to keep on moving. For that, we have to be very happy. So this is the thing. So now people we get everything, and but they are not happy. You can see that people commit suicide. Every second in the world, someone is committing suicide. In the world, every second people are committing suicide. If you can just analyze the people who are committing suicide, they have got all these things, whatever we have listed. We have listed money, we have listed popularity, and we have listed all the things, whatever we listed. These things they are having, but they are not happy because they don't know how to connect the bridge, how to fulfill the requirements in their life. So we are going to see today, so how to reprogram our mind to be happy, to get our success, actual success. Success in the sense, because success we cannot define, it cannot be same for everyone. So it can be varying, to one to one. So here, so we will be discussing about the real happiness, what will give, what actually it can give. So I'm going to narrate an incident. I was there in Dubai for 13 years. I had a friend who was from insurance company, hailing from Kerala, Malayali. He was working for an insurance company. He had twins daughters. So from the day they were born, so the family members what they thought, both should be given equal rights. Both should be without any bias. The both should be having the equal rights and the equal all the things. So whatever is provided to one, the another one should be getting. In this concept, they put both the girl childs in the same school, same class, same section, and food same, and they have provided all the toys same, dresses same. So whatever is there, they provide equally. So girls, they completed their schooling, and they completed their college. College also same course. College also same course. So everything they have studied after college. So they plan to arrange for the marriage. So here the talk was going on. Okay, from the day one, from the day they born, we did everything same. So in the marriage, why should we separate them? So the same day, the same invitation, the same hall. What are you looking? Two bridegroom, not same bride. Two bridegrooms. So the same hall, same with the same invitation, we can collect all the, we can invite all our relatives and conduct the marriage. So that was the thing they planned, and they started finding the grooms. They were searching the grooms through the brokers and all. So they were finding, and time was going on. So after 3 months, within 3 months, the first child, though they are twins, the first child will be delivered first, and the second child will be delivered after some time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes or after half an hour. So the second child will be delivered. For the first child, first girl, she was fixed for a groom. A nice groom was there. They fixed. For the second child, they kept on searching. They couldn't find a nice bed. The time was going on, and my friend, when the first marriage was fixed and the first groom was fixed, so he wrote all the leave letters and all before the vacation. He was about to come in few months, and the second groom is not been found out, and they kept on searching. So in this situation, after some time, what they decided, because the first groom side, they started pressurizing. So how long we can wait? So we can get arrange the marriage now. For the second child, second girl, we can arrange it later. So they agreed from the bride house side. They agreed, and they fixed the marriage date and the hall, everything. They printed the invitation. They gave it to everybody. And my friend also, he came from Dubai just before 1 week before the marriage. 1 week before he came here, and he also doing all this work, arrangements work. And at that time, before the marriage, 3 days before, so they kept on searching the bride no, groom. So this for the second daughter also, the groom was fixed. So there was some nice groom fixed. But the problem is that only 3 days were there. The bride side already one marriage is going to happen, so they can arrange it, no problem. But the second groom side, they are not in a position to arrange it because the time was very short. Okay, they said, okay, as we plan, so we can for the second marriage, second child's marriage, we can have it later. So the first child marriage was fixed as per the plan. So the marriage day came, the marriage was taking place in the hall, so everything was okay, everything was okay, everybody was happy. So as soon as the marriage was over in the hall, my friend's uncle, what he thought, we were thinking of conducting the marriage together, but due to situation, we couldn't do that. At least the second groom also has come for marriage. Just he was invited because they were relatives, no. The second groom also came to the marriage with his family members and all. And my friend's uncle, what he thought, why don't we introduce the groom along with this second daughter, so that relatives are there, they will be happy. So we can invite them to come for the marriage. So after 1 month or 2 months like that. So he immediately went there and brought the groom, second groom, and second daughter also, and introduced. So she is the second daughter, she is the groom, and they will be getting married next month. Please come and bless all them. So all these things he introduced. So as soon as he introduced the elder groom's sister, she was angry. So in our marriage, how can you introduce the second groom? The younger groom, how you can introduce him? So she was very angry. She was quarreling with this bride's house people, and she left the hall. This is after the marriage, after the elder groom's marriage. So immediately she left, and then the problem started there. So from both the sides, they started exchanging the words and all these things. And the problem became very big. And after finishing everything, my friend came to Dubai. Came to Dubai, and he told me. So these are the things happened. So whatever happened here, he just explained to me. Hope you understand what I told. Yes? Can any one or two type? Did you understand what I said? Yes? Yes. Any responses? One or two? Yes? Yes. Okay, right. So you understood. So this is the thing what had happened actually. Okay. So now the question is that as soon as he explained everything, he wanted to have my response. He wanted me to respond. Okay. So before I tell what I responded to him, so this is not a matter here. I will just ask you a few questions. I'll just ask you a few questions. You can just type what is your opinion. Suppose if this question was asked to you, if this question was asked to you, what would be your answer? Answer could be these five or apart from this. Number one, so the whatever happened there, it is correct. Introduction of the bridegroom, the second bridegroom, and the second child. It's a normal because it's not a big deal. So whatever is happened is correct. The response number one is correct. The response number two, wrong. So they shouldn't have introduced them. They shouldn't have introduced them. Response number two. First one correct, second one wrong. Third one, here the uncle is the problem. Why did uncle did like that? He could have taken permission from the elder bridegroom's family members. He did not take. So uncle is the problem. Number three answer, uncle. So number four, the sister of the sister. You can mention sister here. Elder bridegroom's sister. Number four. Number five, sir, I have no idea. I think it's okay or not okay. I don't have clear idea. Five. So number six, exactly I don't understand what might have done. I'm not clear about this. Number six. And after above these six, if you have any other answers in your mind, you can type not these six. So you can type these six answers or not these six or whatever you felt you can type. So if this question was posed to you, so what would have been the answer? Okay, you can start typing now. So correct, wrong, uncle, sister, I don't have idea, and not clear, and no suggestion, nothing. Number four, third, uncle is the problem. He could have come and eat food and go. Why he did like that? Yeah, correct. Correct. What happened is correct. Yeah, uncle is the problem. Sister is the problem. Yes, sister is the problem. Why? Wrong. Okay. Six, sister. Okay, not clear. Not clear. I don't know what happened. No suggestions. No suggestions. Option two, sister. Correct. Correct. Okay. Okay. Very good. Perfect. Perfect. Here. Okay. Right. So we have got about six plus answers. We have got six plus answers now. So I'll just ask you now. How many questions I asked you? How many questions I asked you? Only one question. Right. How many incidents I narrated? Only one incident. Altogether, only one incident. Why the answer is varying? When I asked you one answer, when I narrated only one incident, why the answer is varying? Can anybody type? Why can't be same answer for all? Why it cannot be same answer for all? Can you please type? So what is the reason why the answer is varying for the same situation? Yeah, perception. One incident. Yeah, one incident. Why six plus answers? Yeah, she could have different mindsets, perception. Yeah, then perception of our opinions vary. Yeah, why? That's the question. Our opinions vary. I know that. Why it's varying? Different mindset. Based on our perspective and the answer varies. Yeah, different. People having different thought. Why they are having different thought? That is the question actually. Understanding and different from each other. Each why? Each one is unique. Why? Culture cannot be because okay, perception. Each one of the different ways. Yeah. Okay. So we are getting close to the answer. There we are getting all the answers close to the actual answer. The actual answer is different. Almost whatever you have typed is correct. The perception is close to the answer. Perception how it created. Perception how it created. So that is the question now. The answer is varying because of the perception what they have in their mind. Because of the things whatever they have in their mind, the answer is varying. So here you can see that. So I narrated only one incident. I'm getting six plus responses. There are some more people without typing. They're just looking what other people are saying. So she's saying like that. He's saying that the doctor Sunaina is saying like this. So all these things because they don't want to type anything. They just want to see. So there are so many responses I'm getting for one incident or one narration. Okay. So here, why it is varying means the perception. The perception how it was created from the past. The perception it was created. It was there from the past. Because we had some thought in the past, we just put it in the present and answer. As soon as I answer, as soon as I pose a question, so did you take a room and sit and all these things you analyzed and gave answer? No. So immediately I asked, he told. Correct, wrong, uncle, sister, this, that, this. How you could have done this? How you did this? Because you had the perception. In the past, whatever was there in your mind, so that came here, so you put it in the present. From the present, you started answering. Some person, you started answering. It can be correct, it cannot be correct. So, from different perspective, different people, different answers they are giving because their background is like that. Because as soon as we see a person, we see a community, or we see a thing. So, for everything, we have perception. If I ask you, people who are wearing this kind of dresses, so how do you feel? Immediately you can say this correct or not correct. If I narrate any incident, immediately you can say because of the perception what you had in the past, not because of the present. Most of the people we have the perception whatever we had in the past, we just live with it. We just live with it. We don't understand that we are in the present. We can take decisions in a better way by analyzing the situation by pros and cons, but we don't do that. Most of the people we do, we take from our perception from the past and put it in the present and take decisions. So this is the way how we deal. This is the way how we deal. So will it be correct? Mostly it will not be correct because whatever we have in perception, it could be wrong. Whatever happened in the past, that could be wrong. But the present, what we are analyzing, so that can be correct. So our self-appointed judge. So when we meet somebody, when we hear something, when we see somebody's name on the tag, so we have a perception. This person could be this kind of thing. This person could talk like this. This background person could be like this. Self-appointed judge, he came and giving lot of reasons for you, lot of suggestions for you. So when he gives some suggestions, just say, shut up. Let him sit, let him sleep. And now you think it in the present. You put it in the present. In the present, you discuss, you analyze, and then take a decision. Most of us, this thought is the perception, it comes and catches us in the present, and it is not allowing us to think. So we are not in a position to think because all the things of the perception, it is controlling us. So we were a persons, we were in some stage, we were very happy. So now we are grown up, we are adult now. So we were happy at some stage. When was that? When we were child. When we were children, we were very happy. We did not have these kind of perceptions because we were new to the world and we started exploring the things and we enjoyed a lot and we had no problem. But when we grow up, we grow up with the perception, with the anger, with the anxiety, with the stress, with the depression, with all these things we grow up and we feel ultimately, we feel that nothing is there with us. We have lot of things. We have lot of things to understand and analyze. We have everything in our life, but the only thing is that we don't understand that because we are not living in the present, we are just living in the past. Some people they are thinking about the past stories. The most of the past things, our perception, what it brings to us, most of the negative things it brings. Rarely it brings the experience and the good memories. The most it brings the bad experiences, negative thoughts and all. So for that we have to be very careful. The past worries and the future fears. Past worries and future worries. So these two things are not disturbing us in the present, and we are not in a position to take a decision in the present because the past worries and the future fears. Past worries and future fears. So it is going like this. While sitting here, while discussing, while seeing this seminar, the webinar, so your mind goes and here and there. So after the session, where we have to go and what we have to do, and yesterday what had happened, and day before yesterday what had happened, all these things, keep on going. So it is not there in the present. My question is here. Suppose if you are not here in the present, if you are not in a position to understand or concentrate in this webinar, it will be helpful for you. No. So you could have thought the best thing about the past. You can think the best thing about the future, whatever it could be. The best thing which is there in your hand, in the this is your ground. This is the reality. Whatever is there in front of you, if you are missing, so this past and future, what is the purpose? Nothing. If you are not utilizing it present properly, the future will be a question mark. If you are not taking the past and taking only the good experience rather than taking everything, there is no use of past and the past experience and the perception. So be there in the present. Live the time. This time, this is the hour where we can live. So if you are a student, if you are a 12th grade student or college student, so the 12th you can study only once 1 year. So after that, if you keep on studying for 2 years, 3 years, that will be different. But this 1 year is the present. If you are thinking about the marks of 10th, no use. If you are thinking about the college studies, how I will go, which college I will join, or what all things, so there is no use. So those things are planning. So your mind should always be there in the present with this situation. So whatever is the best thing, so that we have to analyze and take a decision. So that will take you to the next level. Okay. So this perception, how it was created to us, created within us. So the perception was created mainly because of the parents. So these are the four factors how the perception created. Number one, parents. So they were the one, they taught us a good thing, a bad thing. So whatever is to be done, whatever not to be done. So what is this world, how people and all these things. So learnings we do from parents. Number two, from teachers. Number three, from friends and relatives and our neighbors. And number four, books or programs or events and all these things. So these are the four factors which decides most of our lives: parents, teachers, friends or relatives, books, programs or events. So if you had any experience, bad experience in the past, that is affecting your present. That is affecting your present. So we have to be very careful, because we call it in psychology confirmation bias. Our pre-existing beliefs and values, our pre-existing beliefs and values. So that is giving a lot of repeated thoughts. That was giving lot of repeated thoughts and impulses that mimic and mirror that which you have done in the past. We have to be very careful that you are not living in the past, you are in the present. Most of our lives are wasted or ruined because of the thought what we had in the past. Okay, whatever you had in the past, just keep it aside. Live now. You are not studied up to 12th grade, no problem. In the college you can study because it's your life. You can do it. You can do it in a better way. So if you had not done business before, no problem. You can do it now. So this moment is with you. So the power of now, that is very powerful. The power of now. So now it is there with you. You can do it. So whatever had happened, whatever will happen, let it be there. Be there in the present to take the opportunities. Because 24 hours, 24, there is a voice going on in our mind. Something is going on. Just control it. Be there in the present. So that will give a lot of benefits for us. Because of what happens with these perceptions, the perceptions, it will be fixing in our mind like a mirror or specs glass. So you can see, you might have seen the tinted glasses, tinted specs in the fancy rooms, fancy stores, or car festival. You might have seen. So there, if you put the color glasses, the people around you, they'll be looking like the same color. If I put a yellow glass and see, people will be looking yellow. If I put red color and see, people will be looking red, because it is not the people, they are there in their actual color, but I have put my glass in the different colors. Because of that, they are looking like that. So we don't understand mostly. We think that people are looking yellow because they are yellow. They're looking like yellow. They are not yellow. They're looking black. They're not black. They're looking green. They're not green. They're in the actual color. We are the one, because of the perception what we had in the past. We just put all our glasses. For father, some glass. Mother, some glass. Friend, some glass. Neighbor, some glass. This teacher, this glass. We are not in a position. We don't want to remove this glass until we die sometimes. Until we die, we have the same glass. We are not in a position to maintain the relationship, because the same perception, whatever we had about 20 years back, the same thing we are carrying with us. We are not in a position to see their relatives or friends or family members in a correct way, because in the 20 years they might have changed a lot. There could be a situation that they might have changed a lot. The lot of changes are happening every second in this world. It's 20 years. Don't you think that there will be change? Why don't you reconsider? Just remove your glass and see. Father might have done something about 5 years back. So what is the problem? That had happened that time, based on his experiences, based on his knowledge, he might have done. Okay, just with the open mind, now go and speak to your father. You will start living.
We'll start accepting people as they are, because whatever is there in the present, that has to be considered, not about the past. So this is the way. This is the way we can improve our relationship, or we can choose the life. We can reprogram our life. We have to live in the present. For that, our thinking pattern should be changed. We should think out of the box. Don't think that this is the structure that has to be fixed, so this cannot be changed. No, it can be changed. Like we change everything, we can be changed. So think out of the box. We say in HR, no. So it should not be in the closed one. So it can change. Thinking out of the box is required, and think in others' perspective. So what he could have done, what could be his perspective. So most of the side we are seeing the others from our perspective. So how he could be, how she could be, how he was there, how she was there, all these things from their perspective we see. So he can be empathetic, you can understand them. You can say stand in someone's shoes, stand there and see. Then you will come to know the actual situation. Most of the problem happening here, our family members, you are thinking that they are not respecting or they are not supporting. Think you are there in their shoes. See from there, see from father's position, see from mother's position, see from lecturer's position, how he will be struggling a lot, how much struggle he will be having. So all these things, if we see in this angle, definitely we will be having a better result. We can reprogram our mind for the happiness. So by doing all these things, to be there in the present, then we have to self-evaluate. So what all things to be required in our life? Whatever has to be there. So we have to analyze. So what is bad, what is not good, what is very good, what is excellent. This self-evaluation is required to each and every one in a regular period. Periodically, it has to be done. So most of us we don't realize. If I ask some of you, so what are your positive points, positive characters? What are your negative factors? What you have? So when I go for school and college programs and all, when I ask students, that they're just blank. They don't know. When we ask about the positive things, what are the positive things you have? Positive factors you have? They don't know. When we ask about negative things, they may tell one or two, but they will be thinking a lot, and they will come up with another 2 3 points. The thing is that when we come to know, so what all things are there with us, positive and negative. By analyzing this, we can have a better life. And suppose in analysis, so you may ask now, the negative things, if you analyze, if you evaluate, and you can make it to a good thing, and we can change your character. Why should we analyze about the positive things? You're already there. You have to analyze about the positive things, because the negative things you have to change it to positive, or you have to remove from your life. Number one, if you have the positive factors, positive points in your life, you have to maintain, because most of the people, they don't know what are things are positive in their life. Mostly they think that okay, just we have born, we'll live the life whatever we feel, but that should not be there. So we periodically we should analyze what all things are good for me, what all things are not good for me. So what is required for me, and the people around us, what how they are with me, are they happy with me? So all these we should analyze, then we can take a right decision. So this is a thing what we require in this. So for that, after analysis we have a choice. After analysis we have a choice, how this world should see me. This world should see me as a psychologist. This world should see me as an advocate. This world should see me a good person or a bad person. So how I can modify or change my life. So this thing should be there in our mind. So in this human being is having the highest capacity, the most perfect creature we can say, compared to the other creatures, plants or animals. So human being, it can be the best one. Why? There are a lot of qualities. You can say the sixth sense is there on all these things. So overall, if you can tell one answer, so why the human being can be the best one? Because human being has got the option to choose the best one. Choice. We can choose what we want. We have chosen, but we don't know that. We don't analyze. We don't think about that. We have whatever we are today. So that is because we thought in the past that was there. Because that time we thought, that time that was in the present. That time we thought, and we are here now. That was our choice. After coming to college, after coming to school, after getting married, after doing business, we people feel that, we people think that this is not my choice. No, this is your choice. You started your business. You came to this college. You came to this university. You chose this bride. You choose this bridegroom. So all these things are there. This husband, wife, all the relationships are your choice. So the power of choice is one of the greatest powers even ever given the human being. The greatest choice God has given to us. It's not there for plants and animals. So animals they cannot make a plan and all these things. I will live only in this forest. I will not live in this forest. Or I have to take this decision, that decision. That cannot be there. But for human being, we have choice. So we have to understand in the life. So only these two things we have to keep it in our mind. There are few things which are coming by chance. Some things that are coming by choice. So what all things can be by choice and chances? So that if you can understand, so it will be easy for us to reprogram our mind. So by chance, our height we can say it's not our choice. God has given to us, and genetics, and our parents, our family members, my kids, my parents. I cannot choose. It's not my choice. It is by chance I got from the God, and weather conditions, all these things. These are not by choice. Okay. So rest of the things, everything is choice. Everything is choice. The place where you live, and the course what you study, and the business what you choose, and all these things are choices. So we have to understand that life is full of choices. We have to use the opportunity. So in the animals, what happens normally? So we call it in psychology stimulus and response. It happens. What is stimulus and response? If some stimulus is there, some response will be there. So that is what normally happens. No, so when something has happened, there should be some stimulus. Okay, one dog is going. So you just throw a stone on that. What will happen? It will bark or it will come to bite and it will go off, go away. All these things will happen. So only maybe 2-3 actions will be. Reactions will be 2-3. Because the stimulus, we are throwing a stone, and the response, these 3 responses. It may come for biting or it may go off. So that's what happen. But the human being, if you are throwing a stone on a person, what will happen? So there are so many choices. He can come and convince. He can come and fight. He come with a lot of people and protest. He can organize a meeting and scold and take a revenge or adjust, compromise, uh, or like happily accepting, whatever it could be. So there are so many choices are available for humans, not for animals, or not for plants. So only two things are there for animals: stimulus and response. For human beings, stimulus and response, in between choice. In between choice. Stimulus and response, in between choice. This choice is a powerful tool for us. This choice is powerful tool for us. We can change our life by utilizing this properly. If you are not utilizing this, so we will be losing a lot of things in our life. So for utilizing these chances, we have to take responsibilities. We have to take responsibility, accepting the things, whatever is happening, instead of blaming others, because it has happened because of my decisions, because of my decisions. Instead of blaming others, take the responsibility, so I can change myself, so I can correct. So whatever had happened wrong, so I can correct and change and live a new life. So that is the way how we can program our life, how we can program our mind for the greater success. The success is happiness. The happiness can be obtained by reprogram your mind. Suppose if you are not happy. If I ask a question, how many of you happy? I believe that most of the people, the programs when I go, so when I ask people how many of you happy, about 50 to 60% of the people they say that they are not happy. When I ask them what is the problem, so this is the real thing. When we ask them what is the problem, why you are not happy, they are not in a position to say why they are not happy. That means they are happy. They don't know. They don't know. Okay, then I will ask them. So you tell me the one thing. So which is disturbing you in the present? Have you got any problem now? This no, I have no problem. I had problem when I was studying 8th standard. I had problem while studying my college degree. So what is the problem now? You have grown up now. So you are working now. So you are in a different situation. About 10 years, 15 years, you are just holding it for long. So you are not living your life peacefully. You are not feeling the happiness. Just throw it everything. You live in the present. So you will have a peaceful and better life. So this is the thing what this is the methodology, this is a technique which can be used to reprogram our mind. The power of now should be accounted. The power of now should be considered to live a better life. For that, we should not focus on problems. We should focus on the solutions. So that is the main thing we have to see. So because in this COVID situation, most of the people, what we feel, we feel stuck in the situation. So normally what happens when you are stuck in the situation, anybody, people who are there in the crisis. So when you go and ask, there will be a few set of questions they'll be having in their mind. So what are questions? So they'll be having number one, what is the problem? Why this is why such a problem for me? They'll be having what is the problem? So whatever questions I'm listing now, so this is normally what people they have, but which they should not have. But normally what they have, what is the problem? Because they want success, they want happiness, but they're thinking about the these questions. What is the problem? Why is such a problem? What are the implications of not solving it? Why haven't you solved it yet? You're asking yourself, who is to blame for the problem and why are they to blame? So these are the questions normally comes in our mind when you are stuck. Okay, and the next step. So this we call in NLP is a neuro-linguistic programming, because it's been organized by computer department. There is a confusion to put NLP. So it will be because natural language processing. There is some other term is also there for NLP. So neuro-linguistic programming. So the powerful technique is there. You come from blame frame to outcome frame. So whatever questions I told now, these are the blame frames. So when you put your questions, these questions, you are in the negative mode. Your emotions are negative, and you are always thinking about the negative things. You are always thinking about the problems. You are not going towards the solutions. You just think, you put these questions in a different way, you will automatically have the solutions. You will automatically have the solutions. So how these questions can be changed? Instead of asking what is the problem, you can ask, what do you want? So this is a question to be asked. What do you want? What do I want? So I don't want to think about this. What is the problem? What do I want? When you think this is the positive, so when you think like this, so automatically this negative emotion will go off and you will go towards positive. You will go towards the positive solutions. Number one. Number two, you can ask, how will you know when you have got what you want? Because most of the people, they don't know that what they want exactly. First, what do you want? So when it is attained, do you know that you can understand you have achieved it? Most of the people, they don't know, because they will achieve everything, but they don't feel that, because the clarity is not there. What they have achieved, they should feel that. Can you believe that? Will you know that you have achieved it? Number two. Number three, we can say, what is the best thing about getting what you want? What is the best thing? Not just completing a degree. What is the best thing when the things are getting, when the things what you want to get the better things? So best thing, what are you can get? Number four, what are other benefits will it bring? Because when you go towards the outcome, when you go towards the solution or success, so you have to ask all this, what are other benefits will bring? Okay, so working for a company, so what all things we are expecting? We are working for salary. We are an employees, and we want salary. Is it giving only salary? Because of this employment, not only salaries I'm getting, so I'm getting experience, I'm getting knowledge, so I'm getting a lot of things apart from money, right? So these are the things. What are other benefits will it bring? So if you study, not only studies will give degree. So what are other things will give? So all these things should be analyzed and taken the decision. And number five, we can say, what resources do you already have to help you achieve your desired outcomes? What are resources you have? Because most of the people, they feel stuck in a situation. They have got lot of resources, but they're not utilizing. When they're facing problems, they have to express their views. They have to ask somebody, people who are there to help. Their resources they have, they can convert to help the situation, but they are not in a position to utilize the resources. So these are the resources can be used. And next, what are the next steps to be taken? What is the next step we can be taken? So these are the questions to be asked when we are stuck up with the problem. These first set of questions, the problematic questions, are the blame frame and the outcome frame. We can say that what do you want and how will you know when you have got what you want, and what will be the best thing about getting what you want, what other benefits will it bring, what resources do you already have to help you, achieve your desired outcomes, what is your next step? If you analyze this, if you ask this set of questions, definitely you can reprogram your mind. If you ask the first set of questions, these are the blame frames. The blame frames will not let you go to the next level. So ask like this, definitely you can reprogram your mind and you can attain your success. All the best. So let us conclude this session here, and we will ask few questions. For another 10 minutes, we can ask few questions. We can take few questions and I will answer. You can type your questions here in the chat box. So whatever is possible for 10 minutes, I can. Thank you. Yes. You can type your questions. It's related to self-development or psychology or today's talk.
So there's a question from Vijay to reorganizing our mind. What are all the important steps to be followed?
To restructure, what are things to be followed? So first of all, we should know that it has to be very clear that, so what are things we have to do it, because mostly we do the things without any planning. Normally what happens, this is the thing what is happening. So in order to get a success, there is a structure to get a success. So what is the structure? Number one, dream. You should have a dream or passion to do anything. When you have a dream, you can do it. Number one, dream. So after a dream, so you should visualize it. So after achieving the dream, so what all benefits you'll get? Visualize it. Because suppose if a student, so he wants to take a decision. So when he wants to become a doctor, so what he has to do? So he has to visualize after becoming doctor. So what all facilities I'll get? So what all status I'll get? So what all money I'll get? So how I can help others? So all these things, visualize it as if you have already become a doctor. Number two. Number three, after dream, after visualization, the goal setting. So set a goal. So this is very important. The structure in the sense, so this is the structure, this is a design in our life. How we can organize our structure? By setting a goal properly. Setting a goal, there are so many things to be discussed about the goal. So there is a goal called SMART goal. So I'll just tell you briefly. SMART goal in the sense, SMART. Because to structure, these all things are required. It has to be put in writing. That is very important. Most of us think that, so we are not able to achieve it because we think that some problem is there. Not some problem. Identify the problem. Be specific. The SMART, SMART. S means specific. Be specific about the problem or be specific about the solution, whatever you want. Number two, measurable. Can you measure what you want? Number three, A, attainable. Number four, R, relevant to your goal, if you can do it or not. Number T, time bound. So if you put your goal into smart concept, if you are getting fast, then that concept will be clear. It will be organized. So dream, visualization, goal setting, and then we can say dedication. So it has to be dedicated to achieve that. And number five, we can say daring. So directly we have to achieve it, and then destination. So this is the concept. When you are stuck up, don't worry. So you just put it in the smart goal system and check it whether everything is okay, whether it is specific, whether it is measured or attainable. Because sometimes people think that they have to do a lot of things, but they do nothing. Most of the people, they think that they can do a lot of things. They plan without putting in the paper, without proper analysis. They just think that they can do everything. That will not happen. You just understand that if it is attainable, you can achieve it. Attainable. Okay, here there is a question. Attainable. What all goals are attainable? How can you measure them? If one person has done, anybody can do. That is it. If anybody has done, we can do. That's all. This is attainable goal. That's all. Nothing big. So apart from this, if you want to do anything else creatively, that is different thing. Normally, to have a goal achieved, so these are things to be attained and a relevant thing. If you want to achieve something relevantly, you can do it or not something related to the goal. Number two, time bound. Within the time, you can do it or not. You have a plan. So if you can do this, you can reorganize and restructure anything to whatever you want. That's all. Thank you. Next. Yeah. One teacher was asking about the eye contact. The eye by speaking, when you are speaking, seeing the eye contacts and all. So it is very really important to have the confidence. Actually, people with the confidence only they will see eye and speak. So most of the people when they have no confidence, so when they are having lacking confidence, they will be looking here and there and there and there and there and there. They will not be seeing. You can see that some people who are have mentally retarded or intellectual disabilities, they do in this way because they don't know. They will not see the eyes and speak. If you can see the special children and all, they will not see the eyes and speak. They will just see here and there and there and there. It's not because of the confidence, because of their nature, their disabilities. They do that. But the people, normal people, if they are doing, so that means the confidence is less. They have to improve the confidence by seeing that. So there are various things are happening when you are seeing the eyes. There is a concept called eye accessing cues in NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. So there, by seeing the eyes and eyes movements, we can see that what the person is thinking. We can get the cues, some clues. So what we can do, how we can analyze the other person. So these things are there. So it's very, very important that seeing the eyes and speak. Suppose if the opposite gender, boys and girls, suppose if they are not comfortable, there we can avoid. But normally it is advisable to see the eyes and speak. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Body language makes a difference. Yeah, Mr. Vijay is asking, is the body language makes a difference? Exactly, yes, sir. It is making difference. It's the self-confidence. It is making difference. See, we can see this. Our mind understand the things in two different ways. By words or and body language. So linguistic and paralinguistic, you can say linguistic by words, whatever you express, that's a linguistic. So it matters a lot. And the same time, paralinguistic, without speaking, you can annoy anybody. You can irritate anybody. You can make happy anybody. If you go and see something and smile, here he'll be happy and she'll be happy, and you will also be happy. If you go and stare at him and doing some nasty things, what will happen? So she will be annoyed or he will be annoyed. So without speaking, you can make a person happy as well. That is also possible. So body language is very, very important. So we call it paralinguistic. Without speech, you can do it. By using the body language, you can build a rapport. So when you are meeting, you might have seen people without any proper qualification or without any knowledge, they will go for interview and they will get pass. They will succeed in the interviews. How they do? Because of the paralinguistic factors and the body languages, whatever they have. So they are practically applying that, they are getting results. And even in the companies, we can see people who are not well in the job, they have less knowledge in the job. So they are getting a lot of benefits and all and increments because the way how they are dealing with the superiors, how they are dealing with the relative, the employees. So all the things are there. So body language is very, very important that we have to improve. So there are separate programs for that. Now body language, how to improve, how to build a rapport. So there are different kinds of rapport. There are matching body language, mirror language, cross language. There are so many languages are there in the body language. So if you come to know that, that will be helpful for you. Yeah, hard work and smart work, which is more important? There is another question. So which is important, hard work or smart work? See, hard work, it will take you to some level. Smart work, you can go to any level. So this is the hard work and smart work. Okay. If you have smart work along with the hard work, you can reach anything. So smart work is very, very important. At the same time, hard work, if you put some hard work and with the smart work, you reach any level. Because the people who are working hard in this world, we have seen their lives, they are not changed. So for 20 years, 30 years, they are living like that only. There is no improvement. People who are working the smart thing, so they are going to the next level. So try to work the smart concept with the hard work. Definitely will reach to the next level.
Okay, sir. Thank you. It was a wonderful and mind-blowing session. I hope everyone enjoyed. Please visit SAR's YouTube channel. Just search Dr. Hussain Basha in YouTube. You can find a number of his videos for most of our psychological issues. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Jaya Group of Institutions and all participants, thank you once again, sir. At this moment, I place my sincere thanks to our college management, my thanks to our chairman, Professor J. Kanagaraj, our secretary, ma'am, Mrs. K. Vijay Kumari, our vice chairman, Engineer K. Navaraj, our joint secretary, ma'am, Dr. K. Dina, our principal, Dr. K. Samithurai, and all my colleagues who rendered their support for conducting this webinar series. Also, my special thanks to our former colleague, Professor Salim Babu, for his help in arranging this wonderful session. Great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. The next schedule tomorrow at 6 p.m. The topic is why engineers make great designers. The speaker, Mr. Karthikeyan P, Senior Product Designer from Intuiting. I request everyone to join for tomorrow's webinar. Thank you all for the active participation. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you next on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thank you, and thank you, sir.
Thank you.